call Phil.
Yo, what's happening?
Okay, Phil, I just found a parking spot, so I'm gonna be there in 2 seconds.
Cool.
Just in full disclosure, I'm recording this conversation right now. Are you good with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, I'll see you in 30 seconds. As a lawyer, I used to get asked a question relatively frequently by clients. They'd say, David, can I record a conversation with someone secretly because I'm trying to catch them in a lie? The answer in Canada is a yes.
With a butt.
Oh boy, we're in a tight spot here. We got boxed in. What do I mean, yes with a butt? Okay, so why do I say yes with a but? In Canada, you're allowed secretly recording a conversation if you are a party to the call. Secretly intercepting private conversations is in fact a crime. Sir, do you mind being in a vlog?
No.
Here, hello, doggy.
Elfie, she's a girl. Follow her on Instagram. No, she doesn't have an Instagram.
Well, you've got to make an Instagram handle. You seem very curious in my lens. Well, and my face. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, you're a very good dog. Yeah, so in Canada, surreptitiously recording a conversation to which you are not a party is a criminal offense. And the yes comes with an even bigger caveat. Hold on one second. Delicious, and I did not need another cup of coffee. It comes with an even bigger caveat because it is illegal to record conversations in certain states unless both or all parties are made aware and consent to it. So in the states, some states are one-party consent states, other parties are two-party or all-party consent states, meaning you can't record a conversation if there are multiple players unless everyone has agreed to have the conversation recorded. While it may be legal in Canada, if you are, say, recording a conversation you're having with someone in Connecticut, you may be violating Connecticut law, which is a two-party consent state. Important factors to consider. This lighting is terrible. And this coffee is going straight to my heart. Alright, so which states are two-party consent states? California, Connecticut, Florida, Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland, I've lost count on my fingers, Massachusetts, Montana, Nevada, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, and Washington. So is that to say that if you're recording a conversation in those states, you have to ask for permission first? Faux show. So what happens if you in fact record without the consent of all the parties in a two-party consent state? First of all, you could be committing a crime. Second of all, the evidence itself may be inadmissible to help you, not hurt you. It might still be admissible to hurt you. There are cases where the evidence has been admitted, but not to help the person who recorded a conversation in breach of the two-party state laws. And just so nobody freaks out, even in one-party consent states, there are exceptions to the rule so that you can, in fact, record a conversation if someone is threatening kidnapping, extortion, felony violence, or that sort of thing. So, you know, if someone is threatening your life, you can record the conversation without requiring their consent prior to recording the conversation. Another interesting thing, the notification. It can be written, verbal, or, this is the one that blew my mind, regular beeping at periodic intervals throughout the conversation. Now, so many things make so much more sense in life. Isn't knowledge amazing? Some might say that it's even addictive. You all might remember Donald Sterling, whose girlfriend Stiviano recorded a racist conversation she had with him. He claimed it was illegal because it violated California law. She said she had consent. He sued her for billions. I don't know what happened with that case. If anybody in the States knows, leave it in the comment section below. I'm gonna go do some Google search, but these are not purely theoretical questions. They come up in real life. The reality with the Stiviano Donald Sterling case is that once the recording is out there, it's out there. He's gonna suffer the damages regardless of whether or not it was illegal or legal to record in the first place. Okay, there we go. Ethan, I am recording this conversation. Are you okay with that? If you are okay with that, please do nothing at all. Good. Let's continue. above and beyond the legality of secretly recording conversations with other people for whatever the purpose is, there's the practicality of it, and I can tell you this from experience and having seen it multiple times in my legal career. Judges do not like it when people secretly record conversations. It doesn't make the person doing the recording look particularly honest or transparent. Judges don't like the person doing it unless there is an extremely compelling reason to do it. A judge is going to look at whoever made that recording with a very stinky stink eye. That's much better. The other thing is, and people are often surprised to find this, the recording doesn't always help the person who made the recording. Oftentimes it's hurt the person who made the recording. The most obvious reason is that when you are recording a conversation without the other person knowing, you're not acting like yourself normally. Generally speaking, the person making the secret recording is either going to act more antagonizing than usual, more passive-aggressive than usual. They're going to be potentially misleading in an attempt to get the person into the trap that they're trying to set. Sometimes the person making the recording sounds more disingenuous than the person who doesn't know they're being recorded. And how do you think a judge appreciates that as far as evidence goes? The other thing is that if someone has made one recording, chances are they've made other recordings. And if you disclose one recording, you have to disclose any and all recordings if they are requested on discovery. Failure to disclose material evidence, or even worse, destruction of material evidence, it can be a criminal offense, it can constitute contempt, and it can absolutely destroy any credibility, and it can sink a case. What's really fun is actually listening to recordings that someone made, not fully appreciating that they would ever have to disclose in full. Sometimes people make a recording and they think they're just going to have to disclose the 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds that are the juiciest and most useful to them. When they have to disclose a 2-hour recording, there might be stuff in there that is not going to look so good in hindsight. So now you know, it is actually not that clear-cut of an answer, and while we're on the subject, like, share, and subscribe. Can you see it? Right there. Like, share, subscribe. Oh gosh. It's not that clear-cut of a situation. You definitely have to be careful of it. Vloggers, YouTubers, don't think of it just as audio recording. Setting up a camera in a corner of a room to record something without people knowing can be a crime in certain states. So, what do you say? Do I wake him up? It's time to wake him up.